In the kingdom of Ilia, power is everything. Those born with magical abilities, known as elites, rule over society with strength and fear, while those without powers, the ordinaries, are deemed illegal and executed on sight. Paedyn Gray is one of those ordinaries, but she survives by living in the shadows of Loot Alley, hiding her true identity and pretending to be a psychic elite. After years of staying invisible, she's learned how to lie, steal, and manipulate to keep herself alive. Her quiet existence is shattered during a public execution when she instinctively steps in to stop an assassination attempt on Prince Kai Azer, the powerful and dangerous son of the king. In doing so, she draws attention to herself, claiming to have seen the attacker's actions with her psychic powers. Her performance is convincing, too convincing, and she becomes a public sensation, mistakenly celebrated as a gifted elite. But in Ilia, fame is a double-edged sword. As punishment and recognition, Paedyn is selected to participate in the Purging Trials, a brutal and deadly competition where elites battle for honor, survival, and a place in the king's council. Paedyn cannot refuse without revealing her secret, so she enters the trials despite lacking any real powers. Surrounded by dangerous and gifted competitors, she must rely solely on her wit, instinct, and the convincing lie that she's an elite. Throughout the trials, Paedyn is forced into close contact with Kai Azer, the prince she saved. He is cold, calculating, and feared across the kingdom, yet there's something about Paedyn that draws him in. Suspicious of her, Kai begins watching her more closely, but rather than exposing her, he finds himself reluctantly admiring her courage and cunning. As the trials grow more intense, their paths intertwine in unexpected ways. As the trials unfold and secrets grow heavier, an unexpected connection begins to form between Paedyn and Prince Kai. What starts as suspicion slowly shifts into something deeper. Unspoken glances, lingering touches, and moments of quiet understanding. Neither of them dares to name it, but in the midst of chaos, they find themselves drawn to each other, again and again. The first trial, set in the eerie Whispering Forest, tests the contestants' mental strength. Paedyn barely makes it through by pretending to resist threats she can't actually see or defend against. In the second trial, a mountain climb forces contestants to rely on teamwork, and Paedyn finds herself narrowly surviving again by outthinking her enemies. By the third trial, a maze filled with danger and illusions, she is at her breaking point. When she discovers her best friend Adina held captive at the center of the maze, her carefully maintained facade begins to unravel. Tragedy strikes when Adina is killed before Paedyn can reach her, leaving her emotionally shattered. As the trials continue, Paedyn begins uncovering the kingdom's deeper secrets. She learns her father, long thought dead, was a leader in the resistance, a secret group fighting against the tyranny of the elites. Even more shocking is the discovery that Kai himself was responsible for her father's death during his years of training as an enforcer. This revelation shakes her to the core, tearing open wounds she had long buried. Her hatred for the system and for Kai reignites, but the final trial doesn't go as planned. The resistance uses the opportunity to stage an uprising, infiltrating the arena and causing chaos. Amid the bloodshed and panic, Paedyn needed to run away from there, so she used the tunnel she asked Kit about it, but end up coming with face-to-face with the king. What follows is a violent and emotional climax in which Paedyn ends up killing the king to save herself and others, forever changing the future of the kingdom. But Kai saw her, but instead of killing her, he let her go and asked her not to let him find her. In the aftermath, Kai's half-brother Kit ascends to the throne. While Kit seeks to restore order, he orders Kai to capture Paedyn and bring her back for execution. But Kai, now deeply conflicted between his loyalty to the crown and his feelings for Paedyn, makes a choice. Paedyn flees, scarred by loss, betrayal, and the violence she was forced to commit. But she is no longer just a survivor. She is a symbol of rebellion, of truth, and of a different kind of power. The kingdom calls her a traitor. The resistance sees her as their spark. And somewhere, deep in the shadows of Ilia, Prince Kai watches the smoke rise, knowing this is not the end.